Arrest him now. Just think about those 3 words for a second. Was this really just a father trying to protect his son from a bully? Or has Ridge Forrester finally officially crossed the line into total corporate and personal tyranny? You know, the funny thing is we have seen Ridge lose his cool a million times over the years. But this time it feels different. Feels personal. It feels like a mob hit wrapped in a designer suit. Welcome back, B&B fans, to the most explosive breakdown of the week. We are diving deep into the absolute carnage that just went down between the Spencers and the Forresters. We are not just talking about a little family squabble here. We are talking about police sirens. We are talking about hospital beds. We are talking about a legal war that might actually be the end of Forrester Creations as we know it. Before we unpack the psychological breakdown of why Will Spencer snapped and why RJ Forrester is suddenly acting like a soap opera villain, I have a question for you. Do you think RJ is actually the victim here? Or is he the one pulling the strings? Let's get into it. The setup for this was just wild. Will Spencer has officially done it again. After already giving RJ a gut punch at the bikini bar that left the golden boy winded, things just escalated to a level nobody saw coming. RJ showed up at the beach house. He wasn't invited. He just walked in right as Electra Forrester was trying to walk out on Will. Now you have to analyze this for a second. RJ didn't just happen to be there. He stepped in, played the hero, and demanded that Will let her go. From a psychological perspective, this was a calculated move by RJ. He knew Will was at his breaking point. He knew Electra was emotionally raw. By positioning himself as her protector, he effectively forced Will's hand. And Will? Well, he reacted exactly how a cornered Spencer would. He used his fists. The attack was so brutal that RJ's face was reportedly covered in bruises. He had to be rushed to the hospital for a potential concussion. But here is where the commentary gets juicy. Was it really a brutal beating? Or is RJ just playing the victim to secure his hold on Electra? Think about it. RJ assures his dad he is all right. Finn, the actual doctor in the room, said he was okay after the hospital visit. But Ridge? Ridge is acting like his son was nearly murdered. He insists there is nothing all right about what happened. This suggests a massive disconnect between the medical reality and the Forrester narrative. Ridge isn't just worried. He is weaponizing his son's injuries to justify a level of revenge that feels more like a personal vendetta than a legal dispute. Ridge claps back that it could have been a concussion or worse. He is griping about how things got so out of hand, but RJ's response is so telling. He just says, "My cousin gets upset. Why did RJ act this way?" For years, RJ was the good boy. He was the bridge between the Forresters and the Logans. But this new RJ is a massive departure. He's become what many are calling an arrogant jerk and a bossy Nepo baby. Internally, RJ is likely feeling a deep sense of insecurity. He's back at Forrester, jumping over veterans like Zend, but he knows deep down he hasn't earned his place. By winning Electra and destroying Will, he's trying to prove he has the alpha energy his father Ridge respects. I personally find RJ's smirk during Will's firing to be the most telling part of this entire story. It wasn't a look of relief. It was a look of conquest. He didn't just want Will out of the building. He wanted Will erased from the board entirely. This is the dark side of the Forrester ego. It is the belief that the world should bend to their emotional whims simply because their name is on the door. And then there's Ridge. Oh, Ridge. The psychological layer to Ridge's rage is fascinating. He's not just mad about the punch. He's taking out decades of frustration with Bill Spencer on Bill's youngest son. When Ridge tells the police to arrest him now, he's trying to do what he's never quite been able to do to Bill. He wants to put him in a cage. Ridge claims nothing is all right about the situation, but he completely ignores the fact that RJ was trespassing and antagonizing a man in his own home. Emotionally, Ridge is terrified. He sees his legacy, RJ, being physically threatened by the Spencer wrecking ball. But instead of teaching his son to stand up for himself, as Bill Spencer pointedly suggests, Ridge uses the law and corporate ultimatums to fight a battle RJ should be fighting himself. It's a classic case of overparenting meeting corporate narcissism. Now let's look at the ultimatum Ridge delivers to Electra. This is the biggest twist that isn't the punch. Spoilers indicate Ridge backs Electra into a corner. He tells her she has to cut ties with Will Spencer permanently or her career at Forrester is over. Let's reframe this. This is essentially corporate blackmail. Ridge is using Elektra's professional dreams to dictate her dating life. Think about the psychological impact on Elektra. She's 100% Forrester royalty through John Forrester, yet she's being treated like a pawn by Ridge. She's an emotional wreck. She is torn between her love for Will and her family legacy. When she threw her necklace at Will and said she couldn't do this anymore, it wasn't just about the punch. It was the realization that being with Will means being at war with the most powerful family in fashion. In my opinion, Elektra is the true victim here, but she's also being incredibly immature. Fans are already calling her too impressionable. She's easily persuaded. She is nursing RJ one minute and then crying in Will's arms the next. She needs to realize that in the world of the Forresters and Spencers, there is no neutral ground. You're either a weapon or a target. By staying by RJ's side to nurse his bruises, she's inadvertently feeding the beast that is RJ's ego. She is making him believe he's already won the battle for her heart. Do you think she actually loves RJ? Or is she just terrified of losing her jewelry line? If Ridge thought calling the cops would end this, he has another thing coming. Bill Spencer does not play defense. He plays scorched earth. While Ridge is screaming for arrests, Bill is reading Will's termination letter like a love letter from his favorite lawyers. Bill is thrilled Ridge fired Will. Why? Because it was lawsuit bait from the start. Will was fired for a fight that didn't even happen on company property. It involved the boss's son who was the instigator. Bill is going home to a legal department he has on speed dial. He isn't just going to sue. He's going to use discovery to detonate Forrester from the inside. Imagine the depositions. Bill's lawyers will get to drag Ridge, Brooke, and RJ under oath. They will have to explain why their HR decisions are dictated by RJ's bruised ribs. They will have to explain why Carter, the company's own lawyer, admitted on record that RJ was the antagonist. The optics alone will collapse Forrester's reputation. Psychologically, Bill is in his element. He lives for this. He tells Ridge that there is new fashion royalty in LA, and he's clearly talking about the Logan line he's backing. By hitting Ridge where it hurts, the company's brand and legal fees, Bill is proving that while Will might have used his fists, Bill uses his wallet and the law to much deadlier effect. Here is a unique angle you won't hear anywhere else. Is RJ Forrester becoming the new Thomas? Think about it. He's obsessed with Elektra. He's manipulating his parents to get his rival fired. And now, he's reportedly pressing formal assault charges despite his father and sister telling him to let it go. He wants Will in a prison cell not because he's hurt, but because he wants the competition removed from the board entirely. This isn't the behavior of a hero. It's the behavior of a sociopath in a designer suit. He is doubling down on his bruised rib as evidence of a crime that he largely provoked. If RJ succeeds in getting Will a criminal record, he effectively ruins Will's life. That isn't protecting Elektra. It's destroying a man's future out of pure, unadulterated spite. What happens next? I predict a total role reversal. Will Spencer, currently the villain because of his fists, will become the underdog fighting a corrupt system. Bill will fund the war chest. We might even see Will taking a corner office at the Spencer-backed Logan line while the lawsuit proceeds. The consequences for Forrester? Catastrophic. If Elektra gives a sworn deposition about RJ's ongoing harassment, the case is over before it starts. Ridge's ultimatum will backfire. You can't force loyalty in a courtroom. If Elektra realizes that her job is just a cage Ridge built for her, she might just be the one to hand Bill the keys to the Forrester showroom. And let's not forget the Monaco bombshell. Spoilers suggest Sheila Carter might follow the family to Monaco and prove herself by saving Steffi or Finn. Could the Spencer-Forrester war be the distraction Sheila needs to finally slip back into the family? If Ridge is too busy fighting Bill and RJ is too busy stalking Elektra, the back door is wide open for the she-devil to return. Deep down, Will Spencer is hurting. He kept Logan's secrets from Elektra because he thought it was his job, not because he wanted to betray her. He's a Spencer heir with a Logan heart, and that conflict is tearing him apart. He feels betrayed by his cousin and his employer. The chilling warning he gave RJ, that you will regret ever messing with me, isn't just a threat. It's a promise from a man who has lost everything and has nothing left to fear. RJ, on the other hand, is high on his own supply. He thinks he's won. He's winning the battle, but he's losing everything else. He's losing his integrity. He's losing the respect of people like Carter. And eventually, he will lose Elektra. You can't build a relationship on the ruins of someone else's life and expect it to stand. We also have to address the family tree, because in any other city, RJ and Elektra's romance wouldn't just be a corporate scandal. It would be a family reunion. A lot of fans are pointing out that both their last names are Forrester, and let's be real, that is just ick for a lot of viewers. But let's look at the DNA truth. RJ is the biological son of Ridge and Brooke. But since Ridge is actually a Maroon, RJ shares zero DNA with Elektra. Elektra is the granddaughter of John Forrester, making her 100% Forrester royalty. While the writers are technically in the clear, the social optics are a total mess. This adds a layer of psychological tension to RJ's pursuit. He's essentially dating his cousin to prove his Forrester status. It's a messy, entitled move that highlights just how far RJ has drifted from the good boy image. He doesn't care about the family dinner awkwardness. He cares about the prize. Will Spencer, meanwhile, is RJ's actual blood cousin through the Logan side. This makes the violence even more tragic. We're watching first cousins beat each other over a girl who shares a name with one and a bloodline with neither. It's a classic Forrester versus Spencer war that has been reset for a new generation. We also have to talk about Carter Walton. He is the one who drafted the termination letter. And he's the one who already admitted that RJ was the antagonist. Carter is in a devastating psychological position. He's the Forresters' defender, but he knows the firing was thin. If Bill Spencer leans on Carter, and we know Bill will, Carter could be the wild card who sinks the Forresters. He's a man of integrity caught in a house of cards. Whether it's the infertility issues he's facing or the legal stress of this lawsuit, Carter is at a breaking point. My opinion? Carter should walk away from Forrester before Ridge drags him down with the ship. While all this is happening, we have Hope Logan passing out on the runway. Why does this matter to the Will and RJ story? Because it's all connected to the Logan power grab that Ridge is so desperate to stop. Hope's collapse is a physical manifestation of the stress this war is causing. Brooke is raging, Steffi is infuriated, and the entire fashion world is reeling. If Hope is pregnant, the stakes for the Spencer and Forrester war just went through the roof. A new baby would be the ultimate prize and the ultimate weapon in this generational battle. Finally, let's look at the behavior of the fathers. Bill Spencer laughs off the idea of Will hitting RJ. He says perhaps Ridge's son should learn how to defend himself. This is pure alpha Spencer psychology. To Bill, violence is a tool. To Ridge, it's a crime, but only when his son is on the receiving end. When Bill puts his finger in Ridge's face, we are seeing the fierce argument that could end in fisticuffs between the elders. The sons are just mirroring the sins of their fathers. Will hits RJ because he's seen Bill hit his way through life. RJ manipulates because he's seen Ridge manipulate his way through every marriage and corporate takeover. This isn't just a story about a punch. It's a story about a cycle of ego and trauma that is now threatening to take down the two most powerful empires in Los Angeles. Let's perform a deep dive analysis on that termination letter Brooke called cold. In any real-world HR scenario, firing someone for an unsafe working environment based on an off-property scuffle is a legal nightmare. Ridge didn't just fire Will. He documented his own bias. Psychologically, Ridge was so blinded by his explosive rage that he forgot he was running a multi-million-dollar corporation. He let his son's emotional state dictate an HR decision. This is the definition of a hostile workplace. Bill Spencer is going to use that letter to prove that Forrester Creations is not a business, but a personal playground for Ridge's ego. Could this be the biggest legal nightmare ever? If Bill wins a massive settlement or worse, gains shares in Forrester through a lawsuit, the Spencer takeover would be complete. Ridge might have wanted an arrest, but he might end up with an eviction notice. When Bill says Bill Spencer crowns new royalty, he isn't just talking about a fashion line. He's talking about a total shift in power. If RJ is the one who sealed Forrester's fate with that smug smirk, the irony will be delicious. The golden boy might be the one who finally tarnishes the family crown for good. We have to mention Katie. She's over at the beach house consoling Will and worrying about her son. She's caught between her sister Brooke and her son Will. Imagine the psychological toll of watching your nephew try to put your son in jail. Katie is starting to realize that the Logan secrets have blown up her son's life. She might have been the one who wanted Will to keep trade secrets from Elektra, but she never intended for it to lead to a hospital visit and a police report. Katie's Logan heart is being shredded by the Spencer and Forrester meat grinder. Interestingly, there's a trend in daytime drama lately. We see it with Ryan Paevey's exit as Cassius over on General Hospital. It highlights the hero to villain flip. Just as Cassius wasn't who people thought he was, RJ Forrester isn't the hero we once knew. The writers are leaning into the dark side of these characters to keep us engaged, and it's working. RJ has officially traded his designer sketchpad for a revenge plot, and the fashion world is reeling. This isn't your mother's B&B. This is fashion-fueled carnage, and we are here for every messy second of it. So I want to hear from you. Is Ridge Forrester right to call the police? Or is he just abusing his power to fight RJ's battles? Does RJ have a dark side that's just as dangerous as Thomas's was? And who do you think really deserves Elektra? Team Will or Team RJ? Drop your comments below. This is going to be the biggest legal and personal nightmare Forrester has faced since the company was founded. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure you like the video and subscribe for daily spoilers and analysis. You won't find this anywhere else. Stay bold, stay beautiful, and we will see you in the next one. Thinking more about RJ, the entitlement is just off the charts. He strutted back into the office and just leaped over people who have been there for years. He thinks he can have anything he wants because his last name is Forrester. But his ego is going to be so bruised when Elektra probably rejects him. She's already made it clear she loves Will. RJ just refuses to respect her wishes. If he had just stayed away from her at the bikini bar, none of this would have happened. But with Will gone, he's going to go into high gear. He's becoming the newest villain. There's no telling what tricks he'll use now. And what about Will? He's looking at a potential criminal record now. His dreams are the least of his worries. Do you think Bill will just sit back while his son is hauled off in handcuffs? Not a chance. This is war. And the fallout is going to be messy. Will Elektra finally see RJ's mask slip? Will she see the monster underneath? We're going to have to wait and see. But one thing is for sure. Things at Forrester will never be the same. Let's talk about the hospital scene again. Elektra is the one who took RJ to the hospital. She's the one applying the ice pack to his head. But she's also the one who told Ridge that Finn said he was okay. Ridge just wouldn't listen. He kept pushing and pushing. He wanted to know how things got so out of hand. And RJ just played it off. Will got upset, he said. Such a classic manipulator move. Make the other person look like the unstable one while you stay calm and collected. But we know the truth. RJ was the one poking the bear. He was the one who wouldn't let it go. And then there's the ultimatum on Tuesday's show. Ridge hands it down and it's just brutal. He might push Elektra to give a statement to the cops against Will. That would be another way to back her into a corner. Imagine being forced to testify against the man you love just to keep your job. That is some next-level villainy from Ridge.